In this video, I'm going to talk about 4 smart and intelligent things that men never do. Sharp Game coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com. Offer of Boss Life Secrets, which can be found on Amazon.com. So yeah, I got a email over the weekend, and long time listener wanted to know, hey, could you give me a couple tips about maybe it's a couple mistakes that he might be making, because he said he wants to start off the new year on the right foot. Doesn't want to keep making the same mistakes over and over. And I salute him to that. I salute that. Like I always say, either you're growing or you're dying. There's no neutral position in this world that we live in. If you're not progressing, you're going backwards. That's just what it is. And if you're a man and if you're not progressing, to me there's something that's happened to you. That's not normal. That's something that whenever I meet a guy and he's not trying to become his best self, not trying to have more, do more, create more, take care of his family, his friends, his people, have more money, create more opportunities. Whenever I meet a guy, and if that's not where he's thinking or going in life, I know something has happened to him to make him not think that way. So the first thing I would say is a lot of guys have bad habits. And some of these habits, it's going to make most guys, it's damn near impossible for them to change. Because they done picked up too many bad habits over the years. And it's the older you get, the more harder it tends to get rid of these bad habits. So see, a lot of guys get caught up into that cycle of everything has to feel good. It's all about pleasure. It's kind of like a drug addict. They just want to stay on that high. It doesn't matter what they do. They just want to have a good time. It just has to be. They have to be having a good time. Everything has to be going their way. And every week they can't wait until Friday comes. Thank God it's Friday. It's that type of deal. It's all about the weekend. They'll slave through the week, going to the job. And when Friday comes, it's on. A lot of guys get caught up into that cycle. And it's a vicious cycle, by the way. And that might last for 10, 20, 30 years. That same cycle. They'll quit that job, go to the next job, same thing. Just repeating the same cycle over and over. Then they'll get married, have kids. They still going in that. It's a vicious cycle. It's still going. But they're not really accomplishing anything. Because they're not really thinking like that. They're not thinking bigger. They're not really trying to put themselves in a position to do better. They're just trying to have a good time. And a lot of these guys are stressed, they're overworked, a lot of them have taken on too much responsibility. They shouldn't have even taken on a lot of these responsibilities because they wasn't in a position to handle it in the first place. So now they're slaving away and they find themselves in that vicious cycle and everything has to feel good. And if it doesn't feel good, if they're not comfortable, they just won't do anything outside the box. So you have to do the opposite. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. If you want to move, if you want to get ahead in life, if you want to become your best version of self, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And the next thing I would say is, if you've been living long enough, there's a lot of negativity out here. There's a lot of negative people out here. And at this point, I would say most people are negative. I would say most people, if you walk up to them and have a conversation about anything, most of the time it's negativity. It's almost never anything positive. They complain a lot, bunch of excuses, they gossip, and on and on and on. See, negativity. The problem with negative people is it's contagious. And see, we tend to become the people that we spend most of our time with. So if you spend a lot of time around negative people, you're going to become the next one. I don't care how strong-willed you think you might be, how strong-minded you think you might be. But if you spend a lot of time around negative people, you're going to become the next one. It's only a matter of time. Sometimes it happens sooner than later. It's only a matter of time. Most people don't really have a lot going on in their lives. If you've been living long enough, you probably noticed that by now. Most people, if you call them up and say, "Hey, what's going on?" "Oh, ain't nothing." There's nothing going on. It's like, but you probably assume that they got a lot going on. No, most people don't have a lot going on. If they have kids, if they don't have a baby, if they don't have little kids, okay, yeah, a lot of that takes a lot of their time, whatever. But if they have teenagers, they don't have a lot going on. Or if they're single, they don't have a lot going on. They might go somewhere on the weekend or something like that every once in a while. But that's pretty common. People get in their car and drive anywhere. That's pretty common. But as far as putting themselves in the best position to win and to become more and do more, most people are not doing that. Most people are just trying to have a good time, really. Or they're parasites, trying to take from you so they can have more freedom and, and forget about you. They don't care about you. That's what most people are, parasites. They suck the blood out of you, with their negativity, and they move on to the next. So just be careful. See, try to hang around people that's about something. See, most people aren't really about anything. They're just about themselves, and that ain't much. So, and don't try to hang around people that's smarter than you, doing better than you, or been where you've been, or maybe y'all going down the same course, same path. And don't let try not to let you be the smartest person in the room. That's what I would say about that. And the next thing I would say is people kind of procrastinate. They think, oh yeah, I get to it tomorrow. I'll do it later. They act like they act like they got a lot of time. But look, you only got one life to live. You can't repeat your life. And everyone has to go, but the problem is you don't know when that day is gonna come. You know? So see, when I was younger, I used to think like this. I used to think like, hey man, I'm 25, I got a bunch of time, man. Y'all tripping. But as I got older, people started to die. We got old people started dying and young people started dying. So after a couple of years having that experience of having people close to me die, that changed me. It changed my way of thinking. So now, every time I want to do something, I just get to it. No procrastinating, no putting it off at all. I just get started. I don't have to have all the information. I don't have to know everything. I just get it started and I figure out the rest as I push forward. That's how I am now. And see, a lot of people don't have anybody around them to hold them accountable. They don't have anybody around them that's gonna kind of like pump them up like little Johnny and be like, they don't have a cheerleader around. They don't have cheerleaders. They don't have no one to pump them up, keep them accountable. No, the people around them are just like them. They're procrastinating too. They're, in a lot of cases, it's mediocre and average. And to them, that's normal. As a matter of fact, a lot of people that you have around you, more than likely, if you've been procrastinating, they kind of secretly don't want you to do anything different. Because they know they have to more than likely do something different. And they don't want to change. And then on the other side of this is that secretly they are jealous of you, envy you. Some of them probably want you to fail. Some of them think that if you change or do more or become more, they think you're going to leave. Because your success, your drive is going to reflect back on them, and they're going to realize how mediocre they are. So that's why more than likely you're procrastinating, because you have people like that around you, people that don't really support you. They're there, they're beside you, but that's not really support. Support is a good word, maybe a good deed, somebody that tells you can do it. But if somebody's just sitting there and let you, accept your mediocrity, and they be like, oh, okay, you're not working out today, okay, that's okay. That's not support. That's like somebody supporting. That's like telling a drug addict, okay, you didn't get high today? No, okay, you'll be fine. But you didn't take him to rehab. So try to get around people that's gonna hold you accountable. Y'all can feed off each other's energy, and hopefully, that'll take you to the next level. And the last thing I would say is, is your perception of how you see the world, and your mindset is going to predetermine how far you're going to go in life. Like, for example, if you look at the TV, look at the news, there's a lot of doom and gloom, and people, on the news, all they talk about is how bad the world is, and talk about the president. It's all negativity all day long. They act like the world is about to end. And if it is about to end, there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. So that doesn't mean we have to live our life in fear. See, any type of tragedy in the marketplace or anything that happens in society, there's always something that you can take from it and flip it into some type of positivity. Just because bad things happen, negativity, that doesn't mean that you can't learn something from it. There's always a lesson to learn. Like for example, there's no such thing to me as failure. It's just life lessons. People be like, hey man, why does this always have to happen to me? I ain't gonna ever get a break. Look, if you're still doing that, you have to shift your way of thinking. See, your perception of things that happen to you is really gonna make or break you. Some people say pressure bust pipes, makes you stronger. There's all kind of quotes and sayings out here like that. But basically, what it means is either your experiences will either make you or break you. It's gonna make you weaker or stronger. That's basically what it means. All these different quotes and sayings or whatever. But and the quality of your life is dictated upon the relationships that you have as well. So, there's no perfect relationships, just like there's no perfect person. At the end of the day, I think we're all a work in progress, regardless of how old the person is or how young the person is. So, when you meet people, don't be so quick to judge. Don't get into the name calling and women this, guys that. If you can't accept the person for who they are, just move on. And nothing happens when you move on. But if you're going to criticize and judge and label the person and still lay up with them and spend time with them, well, that's you're like an oxymoron. You're kind of like a hypocrite. Because if I feel like I have to criticize somebody and label somebody and get in the name calling all the time, I have to get away from them. Because this person brings out the worst in me. So it's best for me to just move on. So I would highly recommend you do the same thing as well, if that's the case. So hey, if you like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and if you want more videos like this, check out the videos that's on my channel, and check out my newest book, Boss Life Secrets, which can be found on Amazon.com. And my question to you is this: what are you going to do today that could impact and possibly change your life? Leave your comments below. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.